and 4 minutes late, but it's okay. Because I've been trying to set up this tripod thing that I have. I don't even know why I fought with this thing. Westlake, can you hear me clearly? Because until I can set up my new tripod, I'm pretty much holding the phone myself. So I'll get started as soon as I can make sure I sound clear. Oh, perfect. Thank you. Girl, I got these frames for free. I said I need some glasses because mine was falling off the face. Okay? Falling off the face. And I think this is crooked. I think these glasses are crooked. Because I did fuck around and lay down. I did. But it was like 2 seconds, but I could have bent it. It's fine, though. It's fine. So I had my notes. To the wrong page. See? Child, Lord have mercy. Okay. We about to just get started because today has been a lazy day. I'm tired. But not like, oh my God, I've been working all day tired. Like, no, I just feel like tired. So, all right. We getting started. Oh, let me put it in the comment. Because, why I forgot you could pin comments. So, this is what I wanted to address. I know that I'll start off with alcohol because I feel like that's where a lot of us started. It was with alcohol, and more than likely before college, because I know with me, I definitely drank before college. In my family, it's normal to give a child like a little taste of beer. It's just normal. It's normal to take a little dab of liquor on a little rag and put it on a child's gums to help soothe the irritation with teething, or if they have a cold and they need to go to sleep. So it's been normalized, as we know. You can find a liquor store. It ain't hard to find a liquor store on anybody's corner or at the end of anyone's interstate or highway. So we have to address why we actually do the drugs and smoke what we smoke and drink what we drink in the first place. We didn't just do it because it was fun. I mean, in the beginning we did. But as we've gotten older and we're adults now and we can do what we want, a lot of us are smoking and drinking because we're trying to suppress what we're feeling. Especially if you're the type of person that has big feelings. Others feel more things stronger than other people. And it is what it is. It is what it is. So our way of managing these feelings that are coming through in waves would be to smoke or to drink. What I'm noticing is that a lot of people have social anxiety and they don't feel comfortable being in public or any type of group gathering or social setting unless they're under the influence, because it relaxes the nerves and it helps you be yourself a little bit more, pretty much, right? Or it just really helps you push all of the things that would actually stop you from having a social conversation with someone in the most normal way possible. And it's just, it starts to turn into, I cannot do this or be around people or work unless I am under some type of influence. This goes for coffee as well. Because some of y'all will drink the coffee from the time you wake up without any breakfast, drink another cup for lunch. Your lunch is like a freaking fruit, if that. And then you drink one more before you clock out and you got to go home. So now by the time you get home, 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night, you're wired. Still running on that anxiety from the caffeine. Still running on that. And now your sleep is horrible, and then you repeat the cycle 5 days a week. You see where I'm going with this? This sounds bad already. It's the same thing with the weed. And then on top of that, a lot of y'all don't know what y'all smoking. I'll ask somebody, oh, so what is that, indica or sativa? I don't know. How you don't know? You smoking it. Is it a hybrid? Oh, what is that? Y'all need to know what y'all smoking. I stress this all the time. You need to know what you're smoking. If you are going to drug yourself in that way, at least know what drug you put in your body. Know what it's going to do to you. Do you have a hybrid that's indica dominant? Indica is more so to help you relax. Are you smoking a hybrid that's sativa dominant? Where sativa is more, I feel like it's more of that caffeine coffee type of feeling, where it more so wakes you up. Do you know what you're smoking? Because now, that is another story within itself. The point of the matter is, you're smoking too fucking much, and then you don't even know what you're smoking. You don't even know the effects that it's going to have on you. Then you're smoking before you eat your breakfast, before you had your hot tea in the morning, or your water, or your juice, or your shake, whatever it is that you consume for your breakfast. You're smoking before you even do any of that. You're drinking your coffee before you're doing any of that. And for the ones that's taking shots in the morning before you go to work, that applies to you too. What is it that you're suppressing? What is being suppressed? Are you suppressing the fact that you don't like your job and the people? So in order for you to function and get your work done there and muscle it through the day, you have to smoke? You need a 24-ounce cup of coffee? You got to take your shot or two before you go to work? Or is it that you know that if you go to work, the only thing you're going to be thinking about is what's going on at home or what's going on with your bills? So you're like, I can't function at work and get my job done to get a paycheck if I'm worried about all of these other things in the front of my mind. So in order for me to push it to the back of my mind, this is what I'm going to do before work. I'm going to drink, I'm going to smoke, I'm going to have this, I'm going to have that. And you're doing all of this before you even have your breakfast in the morning. Before you can properly hydrate your body in the morning and properly wake up your digestive system, this is what we're doing. It needs to be addressed. The mind cannot think clearly if it's constantly being stimulated. It can't. Now, and then to top it off, when you're smoking the weed, a lot of people are not smoking it with intention besides, all right, I'm gonna smoke you because I need you to help me get through the day. That's not a healthy intention, to get through the day. What do you mean to get through the day? Let's start really thinking about why we turn to these substances knowing damn well our mental isn't right. when my mental is clear, then I'll smoke. And I like sativa, me personally. I like to be up and doing things, 50 million things at once if I can. If I'm in a good place and my mental is in a good space, everything that I need to do has been done, and it's just now I'm just gonna relax. I don't have to go to sleep anytime soon, because that's another thing. Smoking right before you go to bed, and it doesn't matter if you're smoking indica before you. Doesn't matter. It fogs the brain. So, if it's a good day, and I know I'm in a good mental space, I'll go ahead. I'll roll my blunt, set my intention. And my intention that day may be, oh, maybe I just need some more creative insight for this project I'm working on. So I'll say that over the blunt and then smoke it. Or maybe I just need some additional insight into an issue that I've been having trouble finding a solution for. So I'll speak that intention over the blunt and then I'll smoke it. And literally, instantly, I'll get the information that I've been asking for. But this is because my head is clear, my mental is clear, I'm in a good space, I'm not worrying or stressing about anything. So now I can have these clear thoughts, and especially if you haven't smoked in a while, because you develop a tolerance. Same thing with alcohol, it's the same thing with weed, it's the same thing with coffee. You develop a tolerance. So if I'm smoking 2 times a day, every day for months, I might fuck around and go through a zip in a month. That's a lot of money just being spent. We're self-medicating, and let's just call it what it is. We're self-medicating. We really need to address these things. What are we trying to hide from? What are we trying to skip over in terms of healing? What emotional baggage is sitting in the corner of your brain waiting to be unpacked, but you keep pushing it aside because of the drugs? These are the things we gotta think about. In order for you to move forward gracefully, every time you heal a certain aspect of yourself, the mind has to be clear. The weed should not be smoking you. You should not be absent-minded, sober. That is a side effect of smoking too much weed. You should not have yellow discoloration of the eye or the skin, because now you're looking at an alcoholic liver issue. You've stressed the liver so much that the alcohol can't even get cleansed through at all. It cannot cleanse itself. The liver is dying. You should not have a yellow tint or a yellow hue on your skin. I should not see any yellow within the white of your eye. We're killing ourselves slowly, and we're taking our brain down with it. We have moved into an age now where a jewel pack or a pen is the most easiest, convenient, and usually the most discreet thing you can do as far as smoking is concerned. We have bottles and cups that are made to look like it just has water in it or juice in it, but really it's to hide liquor. So we have a lot of that going on. We have all of these ways to hide our dependencies. People are making these products to hide your dependency for fun. But then we're all taking it way too far, and we're taking a cup of liquor to work, but the cup looks like a freaking Starbucks cup. Look, I got coffee in it. No, it's liquor. We got a little pen to hide the smell of weed, because you want to be able to, on your 15-minute break at work, you want to be able to pull that pen out of your pocket. Once you go outside, take a few tokes, Because you don't want nobody to smell that you've been smoking weed on your break. We don't even realize that we're trying to hide this stuff. We know subconsciously we should not be fucking doing it. But we do it to cope. We just have to make it through the day. I'm not trying to make it through nobody's day. I'm trying to live through my day. Will there be days where you wake up and it's not the best, stupid shit is happening? Yeah, but that's not going to be every day. It's one little coincidence in one 24-hour period. That's not a lot. It's not a lot of time of having one bad day. Then, if you want to sulk in the bad day, when you go to sleep and you wake up, the next day is a bad day, and the next day is a bad day, and the next day is a bad day. We cannot think clearly when we're under the influence. Now, I would like to pivot to how this has affected us expressing our most individual, genuine self. If you're constantly having to suppress what it is your nervous system is having to fight throughout the day, you don't really have much room to be happy unless you're faking it off of the actual drug that you're using for the day. How are we supposed to be naturally happy if we don't even know how to get there ourselves without the drug? We're running into an issue. Can't even be happy, and then because you can't even be happy and find what happiness looks like to you, you're not giving your true self a chance to express itself. Because all you're doing is faking from the time that you wake up until the time that you go to bed. And then you're waking up the next day to do it all over again. Who are you without the weed? Who are you without the hookah? Who are you without the alcohol? Who are you without the cigarettes or the Juul pen? Who are you? Because I bet if some of y'all really dedicated yourselves to taking that shit away for a month, y'all gonna have some crazy ass withdrawal symptoms. And I mean withdrawal symptoms of the mind. You're gonna have physical withdrawal symptoms too. But the mind, it's gonna be in confusion. It's gonna be confused. It's not gonna know which way to go. Where is up, where is down, where is left. The brain don't know. The brain is looking for the substance that you've been using to try to mellow your nervous system out for the longest time. Who are you without this? A lot of you guys, since you were younger, because you've been judged, laughed at, teased, you've suppressed your true self. So now, in your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, you don't even know who you are. And a lot of y'all not going to admit it. I know who I am. I know I'm me. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. And it's sad because there's a lot of people in this world that can see through other people's shit. And then y'all will sit there and say, you don't know me, you don't know me. But everybody else in this room can tell that you're not being genuine. You're not being your true self. Everybody can. Y'all keep saying that people cannot tell. People can tell. And they treat you accordingly. They treat you accordingly. The best way to know that you've been operating in your true self is that when you walk through the door in a room, your mind isn't worried about subconsciously what everyone else thinks about what you have on, how you look, what you're saying, how you speak, how you sound. You're not worried about it. It's literally the last thing on your mind. The only thing on your mind when you walk through the door is either getting business done or having fun, depending on, the event, the situation, or even just work. When you walk through that door, you know that you got work to do. You only gonna be here from 9 to 5. You ain't worried about what nobody else got to say, what they're thinking, and you're being naturally you at the same time. When you're being naturally you, you're going to be happy. You're not going to need a drug or a substance to get you to happiness. You're already going to be there. You know when they say when someone walks in the room like they the shit? And they're nice, and they're kind, and they're genuine. Those are the people that know who they are. And then you see other people where they walk into the room and they seem so confident, but the energy is off. They're rude. They sneak this. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They'll sneak dish you in the sweetest tone ever. They don't know who they are. They're trying to protect themselves from other people judging them. So what do they'll put on a face, a mask of confidence. They're faking it. And what tends to happen is you can't fake it for too long. So it comes out as frustration, agitation, irritation, anger, passive aggression. That's how you can tell when someone either doesn't know who they are or they're not comfortable being themselves. We don't understand and recognize how much we're suppressing until it comes time to make a big decision in regards to where we're at in life, in regards to our future, in regards to our safety, in regards to how we value ourselves. And on top of that, if you're continuously suppressing, you're blocking your ancestors from coming in and speaking to you as well. They can't come in because you have so much shit going on within your mind that you don't know who's speaking to you. A lot of y'all be thinking it's the damn devil. So Natasha says, what would you say are some healthy ways to combat suppression? Okay, there's healthy ways, but I think the question is, what are the easy ways? But then there is no easy way. So what you can start doing, and it's different for everybody. It's very different for everyone. Journaling is the best way. I think journaling everyone should do, just so you have something that you can read back to see how your mind is processing what's going on in your life. So I would always say the first step would be to write and journal. Journal what it is that's making you upset, what it is that's making you sad, that's making you scared. Shit, you can even journal what you do not like about your life. Start there. That would be the healthiest way to go. Write down in what ways you're not happy in life right now. Write down the feelings that come with you feeling that way. With you saying, okay, I know that I'm smoking the weed too much, but this is the reason why I'm smoking the weed. And then you're going to break that down some more. Okay, if this is the reason why I'm smoking the weed, as an example, then what am I doing right now for my mental health? What other things am I doing to help me express these emotions in a healthy way? So that's the first step. The next step after journaling and then, rereading through what it is that you wrote down, a lot of you guys will shock yourself when you start reading back what you wrote. Because again, when you're journaling, no one knows what the fuck you putting in there. Don't nobody know. Can't nobody see it. Only you see it. So because you're the only person that can see it, you're more apt to writing out how you truly feel. Not how you're faking to feel around other people, how you truly feel within yourself. So once you've done that, you'll be able to find other ways to cope. So what may happen is as you're rereading through everything, you'll probably be like, I'm noticing that the biggest part of my life that I'm just unhappiest with is when I have to go to work. That could be it. Or for some of you, if you have kids, especially if you're like a single parent, and again, you're going to put this in your journal because you're being honest. You can put the most unhappiest part of my day is me having to literally take care of my children. Y'all could be honest, because a lot of y'all parents, when y'all dread hearing y'all child open up that door in the morning. I know. I got friends with kids. I've watched adult family members react a certain way with their kids. They're overstimulated. They're not happy in life. They're not happy at work. They're not happy at home. They're not happy any fucking where. They're not happy within themselves. And then they have someone a dependent that they need to take care of. That strikes every single nerve. Because kids don't know shit. They're literally here fresh. They don't know nothing. So parents have to be there to guide and to teach. But it's going to come with them kids doing some fuck shit sometimes. They're going to do some shit. And it's going to be something that you're going to have to fix or you're going to have to clean up. So if you're noticing that in your journal that you're writing out, okay, the part of the day that I don't like is waking up in the morning knowing that I have to go to work. The only time that I'm happy is when it's the weekend. Okay, so what are you doing on the weekend that makes you happy that doesn't involve any of the suppressions that you're using? Start there. Start there. So then you'll have your weekend where you're not worrying about work for those 2 days, that you can actually start doing those things that help you be in your happy state, but then also help you release whatever emotion it is that you're feeling. So you can release that by, and I said this in the last video, you can do this by walking, taking a nap, running, working out, cooking, cleaning. It depends on you, but you have to figure out for yourself what would be a healthy way for me to cope with all of this emotional suppression, because either way, the emotions have to come out. You can't suppress them, right? But what you're trying to do when you first start is you're just trying to get a baseline understanding of where your upsets are coming from. That's the base. You just have to find your baseline. And it's not really about like combating the suppression. It's more so about releasing all of that pent up energy slowly. So that way it doesn't overwhelm you. You have to release it slowly. What tends to happen is if our body can't take it, what we end up doing is we start exploding. And a lot of the times we will explode on other people because they're just who's there. A lot of the times we will explode on the people that we love the most because subconsciously we know that they care about us. And they're more than likely going to forgive us. They'll probably be mad at us for a little bit, but they're more than likely going to forgive me. So, I was mad. I'm sorry. My bad. I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. You need to forgive me. How many of y'all have done that? To the people that love you? How many of your loved ones did that to you? How many times has that happened? And then you're selfishly expecting for them to understand where you're coming from. You're selfishly expecting for them to be able to cope with the emotional roller coaster you just put them through. That is the unhealthy expression of getting the emotions out and releasing them. How many people around us have we scarred because we couldn't even figure out why our insides are so fucked up? We can't understand why we wake up every day sad. Why we wake up every day depressed. Why we wake up every day angry as fuck. Wake up every day, nerves are already burnt. And a lot of people take it out on their kids. And them kids can't do shit about it. And then those kids grow up. Y'all are adults now, right? With parents. How many of y'all had to deal with y'all parents bullshit because they're emotionally immature. And they've been suppressing their emotions all their life. Y'all know how that shit feels. It don't feel good. It doesn't feel good at all. How many times have you done that to other people around you? How many times have you done that to your kids? For those of y'all who have pets, how many times have y'all put out your irritation on y'all pets? I've actually finally gotten to a place where I'm not cussing my pets out every day, because I even had to recognize in myself that if I was irritated and they did something, it would just be World War III up in there. I would be yelling and screaming my head off. But it's not their fault. They don't know any better. It's to the point now, my poor babies, that if they drop something or if they break something, they immediately look at me with the scared eyes. Because what I would do in the past is I would yell at them. Now they're bracing themselves, waiting for me to yell. And I've literally been at the point where I just remind myself in that moment, they're like kids, bro. They're just trying to see certain things. They're curious. They want to know, what does this smell like? What if I lick this? What does it taste like? Let me touch it with my paw. Let me rub my body against it. I want to see if it's going to feel good, if it's going to feel nice. They don't really know that if they rub their body against a glass cup, it may just fall off the edge of the table and break. They don't know. It's the same thing with children. A lot of times they just do not know. You could be talking to your friend, and it's that one little triggering thing they say, and you go to fuck off on them. They don't even know why you acting like that. They don't even know why you snapping on them. They be like, I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything. And in your head, you're like, yes, the fuck you did. You know. We end up turning to throwing our shit at other people and then expecting for them to be okay with it. That's not okay. It's not okay. It's not the right thing to do. So listen, we have to start just slowly, in healthy ways, releasing all of the emotions that we're feeling. Journaling is your first step. All you need to do is write it down so you can read it back. That's it. That's all you need to do. Now, a lot of y'all might find that journaling that one time turns into an everyday thing. Because more than likely, that could be where your emotional release is. So this is the only reason why we're trying to release the emotion, is so we can start healing what created all of these stirred up emotions within us. So then once we get that down, we can start thinking clearly. That is the whole purpose of this live. We need to make sure that we're releasing all of these negative energies and emotions by thinking clearly. So we can think clearly. And the only way that we can do this is we have to chill with the drugs, bro. We got to. We have to. There is such a thing as excess. There is such a thing, as we all know, as addiction. And a lot of y'all be lying to yourselves. I'm not a pothead. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm not this, I'm not that. Yes, you are. And it's okay to say that you are, because you're acknowledging. The first step is acknowledging the fact that you have an issue. You have a problem. When you do things in excess, it becomes an addiction after a while, because you're using it to cope with something. Now, I'm not saying, baby, I love me a little blunty blunt. I love me a blunt, okay? Listen to me, I love me a blunt. Alcohol, alcohol don't really... A bong? A bowl? British and some papers? Pens, I don't really like them. I don't know, they don't hit the same as bud, but I love me a blunt. Okay, I love me a blunt. But I still know now, because in the past, child, like I said, the weed was smoking me. Now I'm to the point where I recognize that if I'm not in a good space, put that shit down, put that blunt down. Don't even roll that. Don't even crush that up. Don't even put that in there. Don't do that. Just, Ashanti, come on, what's going on? What do you need to address? Why do you feel the need to pick up the blunt? Because you're not doing it for leisure, because we can't lie to ourselves. You're not doing it for leisure, so why are you picking it up? I had some crazy shit happen to me with Airbnb recently, like last week. Crazy shit. And the first thing I did after the dust settled the first night, what did I do? Smoke me a blunt. I woke up the next morning. I had my breakfast. The day kind of started off okay. It was okay. Went to the pool. And as I'm chilling by the pool, I'm like, the feelings, they're stirring up again. So what did I do? Smoke a blunt. When the high started to wane, it was getting dark. It's time for me to go to bed. I'm tossing and turning in the bed. And I'm like, I need to smoke. And then I had to stop myself. I had to recognize. It took me smoking 2 blunts. Whole, you guys. Not a little piece, not a quarter of it, not a third. No. Those 2 sessions that I told you I smoked the whole thing. I smoked the whole thing. High beyond this world. Okay? Can't even think straight. After that, I said, okay. You just gonna have a sleepless night tonight, and we're about to start journaling. We got to start journaling. Audio journals are great too, because sometimes you may not, feel like sitting there writing. You've been at work all day at a keyboard, or you just, you know what I'm saying? Your wrists hurt, your hands hurt, whatever. Sometimes you just need to talk it out. Audio journal. If you are having a specific feeling and you don't know what's going on and you're tempted to pick up your vice, do not call your friends. Do not call your family. Don't call them. Because now you're putting them in your whirlwind of emotion and you don't even know what's going on yet. You need to sit with yourself first and foremost. And if after 24 hours you ain't figure it out, give it another day. Give it another 48 hours. Sometimes you may need to give yourself up into a week to really sit down and figure out what is it that's going on. What is it that I'm feeling? Your family and friends can't tell you what you're feeling. It's you feeling it, not them. They can probably give you opinions or they can probably guess as to what it is. But you need to figure out what that is first. Do not put your friends in the middle of that. Do not put your family in the middle of that. A lot of y'all emotional support animals, them animals is tired. That's why your dog got anxiety. Because you're emotionally dumping on them. And then you're not even walking them so they can transmute that energy and release it. Or if y'all walk them, you're only walking them for 10, 15 minutes. That, as much emotional dumping as you just did to your dog needs an hour outside of walking. And getting its paws in the ground to ground itself. That's why your dog's so damn anxious. That's why your dog is probably bad. Because it needs to take all of that negative energy you just put on it, and it has to go somewhere. Dogs can only hold it in for about so long, just like humans. Don't put your pets through that. That's all I'm saying. Don't put your kids through that. Don't put your friends through it. Don't put your family through it. Don't do it. And a lot of y'all would prefer to use all of these other people around you as a therapist. No. You better scrape up some coin and go get you a therapist. That's not fair to them. You dumping all that shit on them for free. For free. And then if they tell you that they're not in the mood or they're not in a position or they can't handle that right now, then you mad at them. That don't make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. This eclipse energy is still going. We're all still trying to, hold on tight and not let go as we're being just pulled straight through heaven and hell and back. We're still going through it. So we are going to still have to deal with racing thoughts and the anxiety, the depression. Because when you suppress your emotions long enough and you're not living as your true self, which in turn, you're not even happy. You don't know what genuine happiness looks like. Depression starts taking over. Now you just dug yourself in a deep ass motherfucking hole, the hole deeper than 6 feet, baby. The hole is damn near down to the core of the earth. And you wondering why you waking up every day wanting to stay your ass in bed. Because a lot of y'all would stay in bed if y'all didn't have to work. Y'all would stay in bed for days. Rue from Euphoria was a really great example of the most extreme level of addiction and depression and anxiety. I know a lot of people are like, Euphoria is just very like, it shouldn't even be on any streaming app. This shit should be rated X. This shit should have never even been produced. No, we needed to see it. We have to see these extremes of what can happen to people when they do these things in excess. We can still have fun. We are put on this earth so we can experience the joys and the riches. Does it come with some bad shit too? It does. That's just the reality. But we cannot do these things in excess on either side. We can't. Because if it's not that you're harming yourself, you're going to end up killing yourself. You know what I'm saying? In a literal and metaphorical sense. We can't do that anymore. Journaling is your best bet. Because I can't sit here and say, okay, after you journal, do this, and this. No, because everybody is different. Everyone is different, but it starts at what you're putting down on that paper or what you're saying to yourself in that audio journal. And then a lot of y'all probably read it back like, this is me? I said this? Kind of have a little slight imposter syndrome when you start listening back to your audio journal or reading your journal. And you're like, I wrote this? That's how I feel? I'm hurt like that? Damn, I'm actually really hurt. Oh God, I'm really hurt. Or, oh my God, I really am sad. Or, oh my God, I really am depressed. But you got to be honest with yourself first, right? Got to be honest in those journals. You have to be honest. All of this suppressing that we're doing is we're suffocating our core identity. We're suffocating who we are. And once you do that, you cannot be thoroughly happy. And then if you're not happy in life, you're going to walk around misgruntled, doing stupid shit, making the wrong decisions, making life harder for yourself. That's not the life we all trying to live. Is this the expression of our emotion going to be easy? No. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. You might fuck around and end up crying as you're writing or as you're talking in that journal. Fuck around and you might fuck around. For those of you that live in a house or an apartment full of people and you feel like you can't get time to yourself unless you're like sitting in your car for a little bit or if you're sitting outside or whatever, the shower is the best way to really just relax your body. Shit, it's a good place to cry, to be honest. Away from everyone. You just have to be, even if you have, just to be away, right? Just to be away for a little while. So you can really start to figure out what's going on inside of your heart and then your mind. So we have to start asking ourselves these questions. Why am I smoking so much? Why am I drinking so much? Where did this stem from? When did I start? When did I start using the drugs as a coping mechanism, as a way to suppress my feelings? When did I start? The day you started was probably that day you were about to hit your breaking point and boil over. That was probably the day. That was probably the day. I remember the day. I remember it for me. It was in college. And after being in what? Was it going on? Could have been going on junior year. I was like, I am really in school to pay for a degree to work for someone else. I was already depressed. But that was when I felt that I needed to suck up whatever feelings I was feeling about working for other people because I thought that would be the only way that I could survive and live on this earth was to work, get the degree and work. I genuinely thought that. And then Corona hit, and I said, oh, no. I played myself. Now, I can happily say that I'm at a point where I've gotten to the point where I'll only smoke once a day, and it'll be after I get all of my work done. And if I'm noticing that during that day I've been having some really uncomfortable emotions, or maybe my anxiety is trying to kick up, I just won't smoke that night. I just won't. I'll just continue doing my work, make sure I get whatever I need to do, get my checklist of things done, and then I'll just go and I'll drink me some tea that's going to relax my system, so that way when I start journaling or doing an audio journal, my body is relaxed and it's not tense, and I can just speak whatever emotions are coming up in that moment. If you're a tea person, I personally like chamomile tea. And I used to do chamomile milk tea, but I had to chill on the milk. I'm going to start trying different types of milks, because I'm noticing that even with the oat and the almond milk, it was still messing up my stomach. So I have some goat milk in the fridge, so I'm going to try the goat milk tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. But I'll make either just, pure chamomile tea with either agave syrup or honey. Do not use sugar. Not even the brown sugar. Not even that. Don't even use cane sugar. Don't use that. Chamomile. And you can do honey to sweeten it, or agave syrup. Another thing that I like is lavender tea. Ooh, lavender. Lavender tea. Squeeze a wedge of lemon in that bitch. And either honey or agave syrup to sweeten. Another tea that I like to help calm me down would be mugwort tea. And with the mugwort, I typically just do honey. I don't really put anything else in it. I don't really too care to spice that one up too much. But mugwort tea, great. Mugwort tea will really, all of those teas will help relax you, and then so you can sleep very well. But it's also going to make sure that when you wake up, you're not groggy the next morning. You know what I mean? Because I used to, all right, y'all, candid moment. I used to be addicted to ZzzQuil because I was really struggling with sleeping, and I had been struggling with sleeping since I was young, since I was a kid. Insomnia. I'm sure I had insomnia. My mother wasn't going to take me to the doctor to figure that out. She just thought I was just a kid that just liked reading until the crack of 7 a.m. She didn't think it was anything wrong with it. To her, she's just really smart. Reading was a coping mechanism when I was a child because I couldn't do drugs. Then it developed into insomnia. So to take ZzzQuil, and then I would have to hope and pray that in the morning I didn't feel tired still. And some days I would still feel tired, other days I wouldn't. It just depended. Then it got to the point where I was knocking that ZzzQuil thing back to the point where it wasn't even working. It wasn't even helping anymore. Couldn't even go to sleep. All that ZzzQuil in my system, can't go to sleep. 3 a.m. I gotta be at work at 8. I just fucked up. But those are some really good teas to help you relax. If you don't have that, green tea is fine, just as long as you're not drinking any tea that has caffeine in it. Black tea typically has caffeine in it. If you do drink a green tea, there are green teas that have caffeine in it. Just make sure it's a green tea that doesn't. But green teas, for the most part, when they sell them, it's decaffeinated, so you don't have to worry about caffeine. But that's just what I would do to calm my ass down. And if I didn't have tea, I would just drink hot water, plain hot water. And listen, we got to find ways. We have to find healthier ways to express and deal with the emotions that we're trying to suppress, because we're fucking ourselves up. We're wasting money on drugs and alcohol. Literally, we're wasting money. You probably spending for weed. You probably buying what? A zip. You probably paying, depending on where you're at, between $150, $300. And you probably blowing through that in a month and a half. Whereas if you were in a more calm state, in a balanced emotional state, you're more than likely not going to smoke that much because you're not going to feel the need to. You're going to be chilling. You're going to be chilling. You're going to be all right. So, this is where we at. You just gotta really think about these things for yourself. And is it going to be an easy journey? No, it's gonna be hard. It is gonna be hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. It took me years to get to where I'm at right now, to this point, to where I can have a level head and actually work through my emotions in a healthy way. It took me a really long time. And I am in my 30s. It took a while. Is it going to be easy? No. Is it going to be worth it? Yes. Because once you start seeing the progress that you've made and how your interactions with people are different, how you speak to yourself is going to be, you're going to start speaking to yourself differently. It'll be worth it then. So then moving forward, if any other emotions seem to happen or anything, anything happens within your life that messes with your emotions, you'll actually be able to work through it quicker. It'll be 10 times easier. It will be worth it. Hard work, yes, but worth it in the end. You're going to have that one little feeling, and then you're going to be like, wait a minute, because I tend to do this when I'm upset. Let me take a step back and address what's going on. We can do it. We can do it. It's going to take time. But we can do it. You will get there. And some of y'all might surprise yourselves. It may have been just you journaling a few times for you to have that light bulb moment. Like, oh, that's why I feel like this. Or that's why my emotions get triggered when I hear this, or when someone says this, or when I get to this point that I have to say this and I have to do this and I have to react like this. That light bulb moment could probably hit quick. You just have to give yourself a chance to express yourself to yourself. A lot of us want to express ourselves to other people. We need to express ourselves to ourselves to figure out what's going on. So that way we don't end up leaking and spilling our shit on other people. And then you're back in the cycle of, oh, well, I smoked the blunt, so I'm okay now. I don't have to worry about it. I'm actually good. Like, I'm good. I'm okay. And then it comes up again and you realize you're not okay. And then you smoke a blunt again. Or you drink a shot again. And then, okay, nope, it's fine. The moment's passed. And then something else triggers it again. You're not okay. You're not okay. And you are addicted. You're not even using it for leisure anymore. You're addicted. So, let's just, let's do better. Let's do better. Let's make that goal to heal. Let's get that journal. That little audio recording thing on the iPhone, use it. I don't know what Androids have. I haven't had an Android in so long, so I don't even know if they have like an app that comes on the phone automatically to record audio. I don't know. But there's free apps. If you don't have it on your phone, there are apps you can download for free where you can record yourself. It's time that we start. We're trying to live a better life, okay? We're trying to live a what? A rich life, okay? We're trying to have a rich what? A rich experience, okay? The website is getting here. The website is getting here. I'm drawing up my contracts. It's really the contracts that's probably going to take the longest because I got to do a few. But once the contracts are drawn up, I'll be able to post my website so guys, you can just book your spiritual coaching sessions with me. And so, still trying to work out what I'm going to include in each package. But once I get that situated, hopefully by the end of next week, you guys will be able to book a coaching session with me. Each session will always be an hour long, always. I will be including, unless you don't want it, I'm going to include for free at the end of each reading or end of each session a tarot reading. If there's any clarity that you need with anything else going on in your life, and we're going to live a rich life. I know I am. And I don't want to be the only one living a rich life. I want other people living a rich life with me. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's get it together. Remember I said, though, we ain't trying to quit. I mean, if you want to quit the weed and the drink, you can. Because like I said, I still love me a little blunty blunt. All right. The goal is just so we can address why we're using these things in excess that it's turned into an addiction. That's it. So until next time.